kind of relationship you're supposed to get with parlor be say you and now just dey and they go. Do you see? Do you see? The relationship you should have with God is something like it can disrupt your plan. Let me just share a very much quick story. Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel where we talk about faith, family, fun, and media. So on the faith-based series, we've had conversations in Pidgin and in English, and I'm looking forward to having conversation in other languages not restricted to Africa, and bringing the gospel in other thousands, millions of translation. On media, we've done email marketing and social media management. We've done shorts on that. Again, we have not touched the family and fun aspect because I'm still waiting for you to subscribe. This is your sign now that you should lock in. We've not done anything but lock in. We are cooking something for you. So today's video, we are going to be addressing what the prophetic is, and mind you, this is an introductory class, and it's going to demystify every myth you've had in your heart so long as regarding the prophetic. Can God talk to you? Can God not talk to you? Must you have to appear in certain ways? Must you actually not fix your nails before God can? I've heard you. All of those your can't, how we you're in the right place. 3 myths about the prophetic. Number 1, there's a myth that God cannot even talk to you. We have that category of people, like they feel like God cannot talk to them. God have to talk to them through other people. God have to talk to them through other individuals. We also have the category of people that they don't even believe in the prophetic at all. They don't believe in the prophetic at all. They don't believe God can talk to you through a voice. They don't feel God can talk to you. They feel like God is in the sky like this, and we are just on the ground. You and who? Maybe that's your God. The final set of people, they believe you have to appear in certain ways before God can talk to you. They say you must not do makeup, you cannot fix nail, you can. All the cannot self is even longer than the epistle of Paul in the Bible. If you see, in fact, they've attributed it like you must appear in certain ways. Maybe your hair, if your hair is locked, your hair must not be locked. If your hair is tinted, your hair must not be tinted. I don't know the God you know, but the only living God, the God me and Susa worshiping, I'm going to tell you about him in this video. So maybe let's not go there, let's not fight. The first category of people, those that believe that God cannot talk to them, God actually has to use external channels to speak with them. I'll be addressing you because you don't have a thriving relationship with God. That's why you feel like God cannot talk to you. You feel like God have to go the far length to send this one message, and just because he wants to convince you, which is very wrong. If you read your Bible, you pray every day, then God should be able to communicate with you. If God is your father, then God should be able to communicate with you. Are you scared of communicating with God? Do you get what I'm saying? God should be able to communicate with you. God should be able to distort and disrupt your plans. I'll be sharing a story. At the beginning of the month, I had it impressed in my heart that I have to be in a particular church. In fact, everywhere I was going to, in fact, funnily, I saw the flyer at my junction. I saw the flyer at the market. I saw the flyer in school. Someone posted the flyer on WhatsApp. I had the convictions. I just said, you have to be here. You have to attend this service. Guess what? After attending another church service that really blessed me, I was really tired, but I had the strength of, I just said, you can push this, you can go, right? I went home. I said, next week is there. Next week came. I discovered my mentor was in that church the previous week. And the sad thing about this thing is I've actually gotten her a gift that I wanted to give to her. So imagine I attended that very week. I would have just taken maybe 200 naira bike home, carried it and delivered it. But now I have to pay Webi money, which is like times 10 of the amount I could have spent, but because of disobedience. And I also discovered that God redirected my step the following week. I don't know the sermon they preached in the church I ought to be. Last week I was like, I must go to this church, I must go to this church. All of a sudden, I just had the, intensity to highlight from the cab. I highlighted, I started vlogging. Oh, first time here, first time in America, first time in London. Have you seen the street of Paris? I was vlogging, not knowing God has disrupted my plan. Why? Because my heart is discerning, my spirit is quickened. Even some, in fact, I tell people this: everything you think you're hiding from me is because I don't want to talk. And for everybody that it was like a bone in my throat, I had to be like, how far? 1, 2, 3, and they're like, I said, how do you know this thing? I'm like, I start believing God. So mind you, I was vlogging my way into God's plan. I did not, Jesus, I have to add a description, I have to put the video. I was like, oh, first time in America, first time in Paris. Guys, I didn't know I was at the wrong church. Nothing even felt off. Even after seeing the name, the logo, the minister I was expecting, I didn't see any of that, but I was just fulfilled because God wanted me to see something. And like this same thing that God wanted me to see, it had been impressed in my spirit, but I just felt like would some other time, right? But I didn't know God wanted me to deal with it now. So after the service, that was when the scale fell off. Like the prophetic would so purge your emotions, like you don't have time for gossip, chit chat, envy, jealousy, So that is how much inclined I am that God can disrupt my plan. That is prophetic. See, prophetic does not mean when you start seeing the 24 elders, when you start seeing angels. The prophetic is your ability to actually see the will of God, understand the will of God, and obey it. It is not harder than this. It doesn't get easier than this. Like, for your ability to actually know this is God's will, your ability to know his heart cry, your ability to know that this is what God is demanding of me. It is not just it is not just you just seeing the angels. See, when I was going to that church, right, I did not know, but my heart is already quickened, my spirit is discerning. I knew, like, I used to highlight now, and you know what, I even thought when I was vlogging, I even thought I arrived, that this is the church I want to go in case my mentor is around. But there is something that the prophetic does to you that you will think, oh, I'm right in my own sense, but no, you are right in the wisdom of God. You are right in the wisdom of God. This is not just this is not just guesswork. Like this, you see, in fact, that Sunday I was even dozing, but I said, if I'm going to sleep, I would sleep in church. If I'm going to sleep, I will sleep in the house of my father. I knew I had to be there. And the funny part of all of this thing was, like, I literally thought I was just obeying myself. Like, I literally thought. And, up till now, I can tell you 3 things that happened to me. My heart is free, my heart is pure, and I am happy. I get peace of mind. Sleep when I don't feel sleep since. It dey come. That is one thing about the prophetic. Like, when you obey God, you just have this so much peace. You don't have to be doing gymnastics. God don't have to go and be sending a mad person, or God don't have to be. I have a relationship with God. A relationship is me and God. If God cannot talk to me, it shows there's something faulty from my end. Is either I've used other things to blocking my ear, or I'm just intentionally trying to be rebellious to God. Number 2, you feel like you must appear in certain ways before God can speak to you. So I'm going to address that. I personally, I don't believe in that. No matter how I look, because God is my father, he has even seen the end, even from the beginning. So what is the need for me to not be hiding my head, hiding my this? I don't know. But my physical father is someone I love so much, and even in sickness and in health, that man cared for me. Do you understand? Like, every time my health faced a decline, my dad helped. Even I still remember there was a time my dad had to give me injection because I was throwing up consistently. Imagine saying like, oh, I always have to look healthy to speak with my father, and all of these things you are even talking about. Oh, you can't use necklace, you can't use this, you can't use that. Where is it written that before God can communicate to you, you have to pull off everything like that? The Bible says, let us come boldly to the throne of grace. It didn't say, let us come shabbily. It didn't say, let us come with, I don't know. If there is one person I believe God can speak to on earth, I am the one. I don't know about you. I have a tribal relationship with God. Like, I feel like, God, if you want to do anything, I want to be part of that team. I want to be part of the intercessory team. I want to be part of the back end. I want to be part of what you're doing. When I look through the salvation story, and I just see like, I beg now, because I started to come, God just they go through all these things. So honestly, because if you check how much the prices of sin, peace offering, this one offering in the Old Testament, oh God, how many can you afford? Do you know how much is a goat now? Let's not get started, please. Let's wrap it up, right? And the final set of people are those that don't even believe God is speaking. Which one is your God now? I don't know. So you feel like he cannot speak, but you can speak to him. So he that created you gave you mouth to talk, but he that is the creator, you feel he cannot speak. Let's leave it there. I don't know. Question your belief, question your thought.